Hi, Stamping Friends. I am hopefully coming to you live this Tuesday afternoon from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. It's Marilyn Wagner here. I am Stamping Creations with Marilyn. And as you can probably see, I'm still trying to work with a new system, trying to get it all to work. So bear with me and please leave me comments. I do go back and check all the comments, even if I can't answer you as I'm doing this live, but I will try. I have a number of things to share with you today. Lots of things again happening in the Stampin' Up! World. Our new catalog will go live on May the 4th, which is coming soon. I have some of the new products here. I am working with samples, um, working with sets to make samples so I can show you. Scheduling a virtual catalog tour probably on May the 15th on a Saturday morning, or Saturday around early afternoon, I guess it will be, with a friend of mine, Faye. So hopefully you can mark that on your calendar and have some time to spend with us. We'll have some fun things, some fun games, and just a lot of catalog looking to share with you in case you don't have yours. I have heard from a couple of my customers that the mail has delivered the catalogs, so that's a good thing. Good thing in our world. Get the catalogs so you can see what's happening and what's new and exciting there. But for today, I am going to share with you another set that I have. Actually, it's a wood-mounted set, which is telling you pretty old. Um, it is probably one of the last wood ones I have. I think I have a background one left after this, but going to share what I made with that set with you. Before that though, I do have a few screens here to go to, so I'm just going to share this one while I check and see if I'm in the right place. I do believe. Looks like it's working. Good. So please leave me a comment. Welcome to everybody who is joining. I can see that there's people there, but that is not working. So let me just try this again. Okay. I'm have started advertising and am holding an in color club, which will allow you to get one of the in colors each month from May to September. Help you budget over the 5 months to get all of the new in color things. There will be a number of products. Some you can see there on the screen. Others you can find everything on my website. I do have a page on my website explaining it all. I also have sent it out in a newsletter, a couple of newsletters. So if you're not on my newsletter list, please sign up for it and I will send that off to you. Then I have a paper share as well. And that, again, I have details on my website that you can see here, the Stamping Creations with Marilyn. There is a page there that will explain all of that for you. And then I have some other classes scheduled. Via Zoom, I will be holding a masculine card class on May the 5th, a fancy fold class on May 26th, and as mentioned earlier, we have Stamping Staycation coming again on May 29th. That's an all-day Saturday event that I am hosting with Joanne and Lillian, as we've done before. So lots of things coming up in May for us to share. And of course, we're trying to get outside and enjoy the beautiful weather we're having as well. So before I switch it down, I'll just come back to you here and want to let you know that for everyone who does comment, I will put your name in a draw for the card that we make today and mail that off to you. Love sharing our creations, and hopefully you will share pictures of your creations under this post as well. So please do that. Any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. And now I'm going to switch you down to my desk view, and you should be able to see the card we made last week and the mini catalog. Mainly had those set there so that I could make sure the camera was in the right place. I am using a new, let me see if I can adjust it just a bit. It's a webcam, trying instead of my phone to see if I can get better color and better connectivity between my computer and the webcam. So hopefully that is working okay. So let me just try over here and see what is happening. Okay, the card. This is the card that we made last week. It is a bit shiny because we have silver foil on here and a little bit of glitz in the ribbon. And that card was one, I did go through all of the comments and put them in the random draw app that I have. I guess it's called an app. And Gail Peters won that card. So I'll be mailing that off to you, Gail. Thank you for commenting. Today's card is done with the Rooted in Nature wood mount set. And as you can see, a wood mount set, it is quite a bit larger. It came as 2 particular cases, and I have just connected them with an elastic band. And you'll notice that they just fit in the cases. There is a directional only, and hopefully I remember where those other 2 go when I go to put them back. But it's been around for a while, and it is being retired as of the end of, well, May 3rd, the end of this catalog. So I wanted to use it one more time to show you how you can make cards combining it with some of the new sets. So I've combined mainly this piece, this stamp, these 2 stamps, along with Pretty Perennials, and from this I've used Happy Birthday. So let me show you that, what I did. I'll show you the steps. Before I go there though, I'll show you the die cuts that go with it. They're called Nature's Roots. And again, trying to keep that from glaring too bad on you, but I want the lights to shine. So these particular ones are kind of neat because they give you a design. I have one cut out here, honest. I haven't dropped it on the floor somewhere. Oh, there it is. So that particular one, can you see? It gives a design and then I can cut it out with this one. So that's what I did to get that. And I'm going to use that on the inside of my card, inside layers. So that is the die set. So that's 12 dies. And I'll just continue further and show you where they are in the catalog in case they're one of those must-have sets that you thought you needed and you didn't have, and now it's going to retire. The stamp set is on page 30, and this particular one comes as cling. You will not be able to buy it in wood, so it does specify that you need clear blocks A, C, E, and H. And the dies are on page 182, and they are not retiring. You'll notice one tip and trick that I use is that I highlight whatever's retiring when we get that list. I highlight it in the orange so that when I grab my catalog, I know, okay, this one's going to stick around, but this one's not, kind of thing. So just my trick. I also, and it's not quite as noticeable in this catalog, this is my second downstairs catalog, I also highlight what I do have in yellow. So you can get highlighters in many different colors, and that's just how I use mine. The ribbon, I'll just show you the card so that you know what I'm talking about. The ribbon that I used, or twine or whatever, is in the mini. Oh, there's the stamp set, is on page 31. And the ribbon I did find because it is on page 25. So it is part of the Dandy Garden set, and it's this, what's it called? Linen trim, Mossy Meadow braided linen trim. And again, found it in my roll of ribbons, and I hadn't used it very much, so I thought, okay, time has come. So this will be what I'm going to show you how I made. I did some background stamping. the one I patterned it after, and I don't have that in front of me, but I will give the lady credit because that's a proper thing to do when you're casing someone's cards. She had put this in the center and I didn't, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm going to try on today's to put it in the center. So it's just a matter of some layers, which again, I will put the sizes and everything in the description of this video afterwards. And then I put an extra layer inside, which I thought added some depth to the card for there. So hopefully that makes sense. And let's get started. We are going to start with Mossy Meadow. And I'll try not to rattle and make things too noisy here, but our regular size 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 for my card base. Then I have the inside layers, which are crumb cake and basic white. Then for these outside layers, I also have crumb cake and basic white, and I just worked with them, knew that I wanted that happy from that Perennial set, and it is a little bit wider than my white, but it fits. I wanted to be able to tie the trim. So I did my stamping, which I highly recommend you do before you do any gluing. So I'm going to do that. And then I kind of pieced them together, tacked them together with just a little bit of adhesive, so I knew where to put my trim. So let me know how your day is going. We have beautiful sunshine here in Spruce Grove again, which is nice, and not a lot of wind. So be heading out for a walk shortly after this. So with a larger stamp, I do tend to ink it this way. And I'm going to stamp on here, and even though it's a wood stamp, I know I've got a little bit of foam there. I'm going to use my foam mat. I really haven't used a wood set for a while. So when I went to use this one, it was like, oh my goodness, how do I line that up? I can't see through. So I, for one, am kind of tickled that we don't have wood sets anymore. Other than the fact that you do need blocks to put your other stamps on. Well, not too bad, not too bad. If you would have wanted, if you want that a bit lighter, of course, you can do what we call second generation stamping, which virtually means stamp off and then stamp on your piece. Then I use that's the crumb cake. I'm going to use Mossy Meadow for the leaf, and it's kind of almost a dual shadowed leaf, and it has a bit of gold on it. I'll explain that to you in a minute. And for this one, like I say, I'm going to stamp more or less in the center, and I do like that. I do like it. Okay, so that's my stamping on that piece. Then for my words, I am going to use my longer piece. I'm going to stamp happy. I'll get it right way up. And again, because I don't want to shake the camera as I'm doing that, I'll do it that way. And I can just see through the word, see through the block, and place my happy. Hold it for just a few seconds. Oh, and the birthday, I did use the crumb cake again. So these new, well, these aren't the new stamp sets, but these are foam ones. We had, that was a foam one too. We did have what we call fabric ones before that, and these foam ones are pretty awesome. So I'm going to stamp the birthday as high as I can. Yes, it does kind of hide the Y there, but I'm sure you get the idea, just because of the placement that I want to do it on the card. Oh, just read your message, Bonnie. Yes, I do have the measurements ready. I meant to put them on there to begin with and forgot. Oh, nothing else like that, but or that's quite normal. But I will put them on. So I will adhere this going down to a low level of ink again, or glue on that liquid glue. So this is my regular 1/4 inch, different in dimensions, not dimensionals. I'm not going to repeat the measurements here, but I will post them. I do have them, like I say, I have them ready. So to put this on, I cut a length because I wanted a couple wraps around there. And because I've already done it on that one, I'm just going to tie it up here as close as I can to the top, and I want to have it crisscrossed, and it's just going to be a knot. And then I'll show you what I did for the, if it doesn't stay crisscrossed the way I want it, I can always add a glue dot, which and I might be able to just, this is one of those create with me on the fly kind of things, isn't it? There, I was able to get it that way. I'm going to cut the ends out there. And then what I did to fray that is I took the end of my take your pick tool and just did this kind of thing with it. So you could work at pulling it. That works as well, but I thought this was kind of a little bit easier. And I want it to give it a little bit of frayed dimension there for that. So there will be my happy birthday piece. And I will glue these together. So is there any, I'm sure there is, those of you, I know lots of you on here with me are demonstrators and have your favorite sets with this catalog. Let me know which one that is retiring you're most disappointed to see go. I know a couple years ago Stampin' Up! Retired Lovely as a Tree, and for those of us who've been around for quite some time, Lovely as a Tree was a real staple in our lives, so I was sad to see it go, for sure. This time, I'm sad to see the Marigold. Good Morning Magnolia, not Marigold. Got M's, but so for some detail around the edges, I stamped randomly and then did just try my pieces, and if I need more, looks about good. Oh, I was going to let you know what happened on my, I don't know if you can see. Can you see the gold still in there? I discovered with this stamp quite a while ago that I could use the shimmer paint. I used a dauber and put shimmer paint on there and then stamped it. It turned out beautifully. So you might be able to with other stamps. I just happened to try it with that one. So then for putting these on, I used liquid glue on here because it's going to be flat, and it most of the time if I'm going over a trim like that, ribbon of any kind, I would not use just liquid glue. I would probably use dimensionals, but because I'm popping up the second layer, this piece, I didn't want to have 2 sets of dimensionals, although that is possible. You can do that, but So I like to turn my card over and burnish it with my hand on the back side so that I'm not rubbing over the ink there. Then for this piece, other than this corner, these three corners, I'm going to, of course, have to check again and again. Going to put dimensionals and the liquid glue up here to make it fit over top of that first layer. So, geared up garage. Oh, thanks, Bonnie. Yes, that is one I used last week, as you saw on the card, and it is sad to see it go. It may be one that sticks around in my cabinet for a while. I have a few of those. I have a motorcycle one because my family, son, daughter-in-law, grandson, brother, two brothers have motorcycles. So it's kind of special to my heart. And I did also save from before, I saved the letters, the big letters with the dies, because they're great for making kids' birthday cards. Especially the little kids that I have that, the little kids and sometimes even the preteens and the teens enjoy seeing maybe not their name, but their initial, at least on their card. And I do send a lot of birthday cards, so it's nice to be able to personalize them. I've recently been asked to do some retirement cards, and we do have a couple of stamps. I have to find which sets. I know I've got some, but do you have any good ideas for retirement cards? I guess it most likely it's going to be geared to the person that I'm making it for. So some might be flowers, some might be something like this. This could be a retirement. I'll show you some other cards at the end here. So then I wanted to include this, but I did not want it on dimensionals because it's on the inside. It's just another layer. So I just tacked it down there, and there is my card. So I think any of the guys that I send cards to would appreciate receiving that. Let's try and curl that. That's better. So a little bit different. And oh, then for the envelope, I did put that same leaf on it there. And I'll do that again, because it's nice to dress up the envelope. Have you ever received cards in the mail and thought, oh, this person did this really neat thing? Quite often we will use designer paper, designer series paper on the outside of the flap, or even a strip on the front. But when you can match the stamp like that, I think it's a special treat as well. So there's the card. I will, like I say, I will go back and read all of your comments and answer them. So thank you to those of you who are commenting, whether it's on the replay or the live. Really appreciate it. And it looks like that's kind of out of the screen. I'm trying to watch a couple things here and make sure that things are okay. So I'm thinking that I might have solved my issue with sound versus picture, which I hope. And I will share with you these other cards now that I had made over prior years, using the words from that stamp set, the tree the embossing folder. And this wood grain paper was prior, another designer set that we'd had at one time, but it is now, there are some sheets available in the new annual catalog coming out. So that for any of the tree sets that we do have coming. And the circle dies, of course, disappointing that some of those are just going. Another one with that same tree, only it's cut out. And we also had embellishments. You can see That one is raised. This is a designer paper from before. This is stamped with the one tree in the background. Let me grab that. I'll show you what it was. So that was this tree in the background, and then this tree popped up. Whoops, hold it over here. Duh. This tree in the background and this one popped up. It was almost like you were at my table and I was just holding it up. And this one is another one done with the embossing. There, maybe you can see the embossing on that one. Another one just with different designer paper at the back. And another one with totally different colors. More of the leaves stamped, which would be these leaves. These were great for Christmas trees. Where is my card? You know what? I don't have it. I had it on my my posts with this one cut out with the die as a sympathy card because we have words are never enough, and I use that lots for sympathy cards. So, like I say, a great set for various occasions. And this one has just a little note on the front, but again, different designer paper that coordinated with it. So those are my cards for today. So I will come back to you here for a moment and let you know I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate all your comments and you following me, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, my website. Love having the community that we have for stamping. I do also have a Friday Zoom with Friends class that anyone is able to join. Just have to email me and let me know and I'll put you on the email list. And we have a lot of fun with that. Others teach what we do in some of those things, and it's turned out to be a really amazing time with everyone looks forward to for the Friday classes. So thank you again for joining me, whether it's here, the replay, YouTube, because I do put it up to YouTube, and I will look forward to seeing you next week, if not before. Take care.